Even after 3 years, I'm still thinking about Isaac's heartbeat in the Dead Space remake.
Make it stop! Make it stop!
What? That was the marker. Did you?
No. I didn't see anything.
There are plenty of incredible additions that the remake brought to the game. The change to zero-G, which brings it in line with Dead Space 2 and 3, the peeling system, the intensity director, and the new side quests. They're all fantastic updates. But even next to all of those great changes, the Alive system is still the best part of the remake, and Isaac's heartbeat is at the very core of that system. Now, before we can really get into Isaac's heart, we gotta talk about his voice a little bit. So in the original Dead Space, Isaac was a silent protagonist, and in the remake, he's fully voiced, just like he is in Dead Space 2 and 3. This change is great. It helps the game convey Isaac's character way more clearly.
Good call on the stabilizer, Isaac.
Gotta always read the manual.
Thankfully, they didn't go too far with it. Remake Isaac isn't constantly yapping at the player. They gave him a voice, but they were restrained with where they implemented it. He talks to NPCs, which feels way more natural than in the original. He'll let out a frustrated swear word or curse the CEC when his tools stop working, and he'll occasionally react aloud to something happening in front of him. But most of the time, he lets your reactions take the lead, with his words, or grunts, being used to gently nudge you in the right direction. Some more gentle than others.
Come on, come on!
But even if Isaac's voice isn't a constant companion, his heart is. It can be pretty subtle, and you might not even notice it, but Isaac's heartbeat adds so much to this game. They convey Isaac's fear in tense, quiet moments without voice acting or character animation, thanks to his telltale heart. Because maybe the tram malfunctioning isn't enough to get Isaac to say, "Oh fuck, the tram, I'm so scared," but it is enough to get his blood pumping. It communicates the character's fear without a word, and, more importantly, it prompts yours. But Isaac's heart rate isn't just tied to scary events. It also very naturally elevates as he exerts himself. Combat, heavy emotional moments, tense atmosphere, and strenuous activity all get his heart beating faster. His heart isn't a cheap trick they use every once in a while for a jump scare. Like I said, it's a constant companion. This makes it an incredibly versatile tool that can be used for tension, immersion, or even characterization. Let's take a look at how it reinforces a common survival horror trick that I'm going to call uncomfortable sprinting. In many survival horror games, your sprint function comes with a few risks. Moving quickly makes noise, which can attract enemies to your position.
Not good.
And if you speed through a room without paying attention, you might fall into some sort of trap. There isn't really any way to sneak around the Necromorphs in Dead Space, so they needed something to replace that first risk. Instead of punishing gameplay, they leaned into discomfort. In the original Dead Space, Isaac had additional effort noises that play when he's sprinting. And the remake pushes this way further. There is no gameplay penalty for constantly sprinting in this game. But if you do, then you'll need to get used to hearing Isaac's heavy breathing and his raised heart rate. For some players, myself included, this is a pretty uncomfortable experience. It really helps to align you with Isaac. This is a lot, and I need to let him catch his breath. Dead Space doesn't force you to slow down, but it does make it unpleasant to run at top speed for too long, which encourages a slower, more deliberate pace, both because you might be running right into an ambush, and because it just feels straining to move that fast. Survival horror games emphasize this kind of thing all the time, but the way that the remake integrates this trick into other systems is what sets it apart. Everyone's favorite detail to point out about the remake is that Isaac's dialogue changes based on his heart rate and his health bar. He'll talk normally if you walk down the hall to get here.
Medical's a slaughterhouse. They barricaded access to the morgue.
and he'll be struggling to catch his breath if he sprinted.
No, nothing. Medical's a slaughterhouse. They barricaded access to the morgue.
If you're low on health, you'll be able to hear that pain in his voice performance.
No, nothing. Medical's a slaughterhouse. They barricaded access to the morgue.
These changes act as a connective tissue between the combat areas and the vid calls. It can be jarring to go from a tense fight directly into a chill conversation. Elements like this can really help the game feel reactive. You chose to run everywhere, so Isaac is constantly exhausted. It may not feel like much, but these systems tend to add up, and I do hope that Motive gets a chance to refine them in future projects. There's a lot of untapped potential in the Alive system, especially when it comes to subtle characterization. It's hard to talk about big emotional moments and themes without spoiling anything, so I will warn you that I am going to spoil the biggest twists in the game in this section. This is where Isaac's heartbeat is used most effectively. His heart rate picks up when he's in danger, sure, but it will also ramp up in response to emotional distress. In Chapter 1, Isaac is especially sensitive to the corpses of crew members he encounters. In the first of the game's many creepy bathrooms, Isaac finds 3 dead crewmates, one of which is wearing boots just like his. He's not under attack or exerting himself, but his heart is pounding. And even all the way in Chapter 10, Isaac's heartbeat is still being used like this as we enter the crew deck for the first time. This absolutely horrific scene is the result of the same cult that Isaac's mother belonged to, the cult that took his parents from him. He couldn't even bury them because their bodies were given to the church. What he's seeing in front of him are people who met the same fate that his parents did. This is quietly one of the most unnerving moments in the entire game. Isaac has to watch a lot of people die over the course of the game, but he's never desensitized to it. We can hear Isaac's heart beat for nearly every death he's forced to witness. Even at the very end of the game, he still doesn't want to see a murderer who betrayed him personally die. Even after all she's done, Kendra is still human, and she's the only one left. If I have one criticism with the use of Isaac's heartbeat in this game, it's that they should have gone further with it in Nicole's plotline specifically. Tying his literal heart to his feelings for Nicole just makes sense. There are multiple moments in her side quest that really deserve that extra attention.
Thought I'd never see you again.
When you first enter Nicole's office in the medical wing, Isaac nervously calls out for her.
Nicole? It's me.
Isaac is searching for his partner, and he has a lot of reasons to be anxious when he gets close to finding her, even without the Necromorphs. Like he said, he hasn't seen her in 6 months, and in her last message it didn't sound like things were going great. So stepping into that room would set him on edge even if there's no physical danger present. And if you played the original, then you know exactly what he's afraid he'll find in there. I really wish we could hear that anxiety through his heart as well as his voice. The reveal in Mercer's cabin on the crew deck is an emotionally devastating moment for Isaac, and that would be strengthened by being able to hear his heart pounding as he remembers the last time he spoke to Nicole.
You know what? Go to hell, Isaac.
Nicole! 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 I didn't. Oh God, no. Not her too.
This isn't just fear or anxiety. These visions are taunting Isaac with Nicole the same way that they taunt Kendra with her brother, or Kyne with Amelia. Isaac knows he's lost Nicole just like he lost his parents, but his denial and guilt are making him relive that pain. I wish we could hear it again in his heart, not just in his voice.
She wanted to talk. I didn't.
Sorry.
I can make it right.
Sorry.
I can save us both.
But unfortunately, we don't really hear Isaac's heart beat for Nicole until you finally play the end of her message.
Isaac, it's me. Oh, I wish I could talk to you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about everything. I just wish I could talk to someone. It's all falling apart here. I can't believe what's happening. Strange. Such a little thing. Just had a talk. That's all this research was in the end. Not much, is it? Just how to make it listen when he begged for convergence. But I had a different prayer. It spoke. Then it listened. Make this stop, I said. Maybe it understood, but... I can't return what was taken. Why can't I see you again, Isaac? I loved you. I always loved you.
The way the music mixes with Isaac's gradually elevating heartbeat absolutely makes this scene for me. What I love about Isaac's heartbeat is that it's a really clear example of sound design playing a role in the performance of a character. Because we all know that the voice acting, the animation, and the writing are doing the heavy lifting, but sometimes a single sound is all you need. Isaac's heart has been with you every step of the way, and it's shown you exactly how much pain he's been in this entire time. So Isaac doesn't need to say anything here, because we can feel it. Dead Space has never been known for its subtlety, for better and for worse, and I think the remake could have gone further in a lot of ways. But this particular trick, in this particular moment, it's perfect.